Hello students, welcome to yet another episode of my online lecture. It is part of your paper Research Methodology, code EED 602. In the following PPT, I'll discuss with you how to cite your work. Today we'll discuss the container in detail. As usual, after this presentation, I'll open the chat room of your class for discussion, which will be both audio and video. So the title of the container: when the source being documented forms a part of a larger whole, the larger whole can be thought of as a container that holds the source. The container is crucial to the identification of the source. The title of the container is normally italicized and is followed by a comma, since the information that comes next describes the container. So the container, that is a collection of essays, stories, poems, or other kinds of maybe a book works. So here, this is the container from where you have borrowed the article or this is your source. It may be a periodical, journal, magazine, newspaper, adding city to a title of local newspaper which holds article, creative writing, and so on. So this is the source you borrowed from, and this is the container which contained this article. So this is the source from which you borrowed, and this is the container, the newspaper. Or a television series which is made up of episodes. So in this case, Hush is the episode and this is the container. Where did you find it? This episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was in this container. Or a website which contains articles, posting, and almost any other sort work. Like here, this was the article and you borrowed it from this container, and which was available in this link. An issue of a comic book is contained by the series of which it is part. If the issue also stands on its own, its title is italicized. In the Clovis example below, David Boring is the title of the standalone issue, while 8 Ball is the title of the series. In the Solo example, the issue and series are both title. She-Hulk stating the issue title alone identifies the source sufficiently. So, as it was discussed earlier, so David Boring and then 8 Ball is the title of the series. This is the name of the, this is the title of the stand. Like here, David Boring is the title of standalone issue and 8 Ball is the title of the series. But in next example, She-Hulk stating the SO of title alone identifies the source sufficiently. Here it is the She-Hulk. So the above example show works with one container. A container can, however, be nested in a larger container. A blog, for instance, may form part of the network of similar blog. The complete back issue of the journal may be stored on a digital platform such as JSTOR. A book of short stories may be created on Google Books. A television series may be watched on a network title like Netflix. Sometimes a source is a part of two separate containers, both of which are relevant to your documentation. For example, an excerpt from a novel may be collected in a textbook of readings. Documenting the containers in which sources are found is increasingly important. As more and more works are retrieved through database, your reader needs to know where you found your sources, since one copy of a work may differ from other copies. It is usually best to account for all the containers that enclose your source, particularly when they are nested. Each container likely provides useful information for a reader seeking to understand and locate the original source. Add core element from the title of the container to location to the end of the entry to account for each additional container. The example, use a template made up of the core element to show you how to construct entries composed of container. See the back of the book for a fill-in template that you can use to create entries. Like it is given here, an article by Ann Goldman appeared in a journal, the Georgia Review, in 2010. Back issues of the Georgia Reviews are contained in JSTOR, an online database for journal and books. So this is how it looks like. So the back page has all these elements. So here is the name of the author, title of the source, then container, where was it published, then volume number, date of publication, in which page you will find this article, and the container, the source where it is available. Fine. This is the title of the container, and this is again title of the container. This is container 1, and this is container. This journal is available in JSTOR, and this is the link where you will find this container, both this container, the link to both these containers. So now how you cite it? So this is the citation. This was the source from where you borrowed for your journal, and this is the name of the container, first container and the second container, and this is the link. And now second example, Under the Gun broadcast in 2013 is an episode in the television series Pretty Little Liars. The series was watched online through Hulu. So the title of the source, Under Gun, where was the container, the title of the container, Pretty Little Liars. Number, it is given here, season 4, episode 6. And then publisher was ABC Family, date of publication 16 July 2013. And that's the title of the second container. Where did you find it? It is Hulu. And then location, the link is given here. So now you have to compile it as works cited. This is how you do it. So this is the container, first container. This is the source. This is the source in quotation. And we have already discussed the source, and this is the first container, and this is the second container. Pretty Little Liars, where did you find it? In Hulu. Now the second example is of Simon Gikande's book Ngugi Wo Wa Thiong'os. A literary study was published by Cambridge University Press in 2000 and is accessible online at ACLS Humanities eBooks. So how you are going to locate it? Author, then name of the source, who published it, Cambridge publisher, then publication date, then the second container. Again, this is the first container and this is the second container. So we don't have the name of the first container, so we'll just write the name of the second container. And this is the link where you'll find the entire details. So how you're going to cite it? So this is the name of the writer, this is the name of the container, this is the name of the story, and this is the name of the second container. In this case, we don't have the first container, we only have the second container. Next example is a short story by Edgar Allan Poe. It's included in volume 4 of multi-volume edition of his complete works that was published in 1902. The edition is available at Hetty Trust Digital Library. So the author, name of the author. So this is the title of the source, the first container, then other contribution, who contributed it, because we have edited. This is edited version. So other contribution is here. Number, this is the volume number. Publisher, this it's written here, Thomas Y. Crowell. Then date of publication, then page number where you will find this story. So it's here, page number. Then the second container, it is Hetty Trust Digital Library, and the link where you will find all these details is given here. Location, this is location. So this is how you give the detail. This is the source in quotation from where you borrowed. So container was this book, the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, and this is the second container, which is Hetty Trust Library, and this is the connection. This is the link that you will have, location that you have to write it. So next example is a novel by W.D. Howells takes up all the volume 5 of a multi-volume edition of his works published by Indiana University Press. The volumes in the edition were published over a span of years. So here is how it is cited. So The Wedding Journey, this is the name of the book. This is additional information edited by John K. Reeves. And then the second container is a selected edition of W.D. Howells. So this is the second container. So how it is to be found? So it is here, the author, title of the source, other contributors. As I said, it is an edited book, so obviously there will be other contributors as well. It was published on 1968. Then title of the second container, a selected edition of W.D. Howells. And then other contributors. Here in second container also we have other contributors, because the second container was also edited by Edwin H. Cady. And then volume number of the second container, volume 5, Indiana University Press, and then date of publication. So it doesn't matter how long it is going to be, but you have to give all the details related to the source or the quote you have taken from this particular source. So there may be more than one correct entry for a source. The facts here about the multi-volume edition would be useful in some project. But in project where the documentation serves only to identify the source used, this minimal entry would be acceptable. So you can write just in this minimum also. This is Howells, name of the book, name of the container, edited by John K. Reeves. This can be enough. So thank you.